In archive. Oh, I gotta go to the archives too. Well, if I want any of these. Let's leave it in the moment.
I appreciate your
Go to
cooperation,
the
Mr.
archive.
Manchios. Wait just a moment, I have something to check.
How's we can get out of here?
Did you hear Basilio Capello is in jail? A dead body was found in his showroom.
Dead and safe.
Did you hear Basilio?
We've got to fall back, Sherlock.
Armor.
I think they're suspicious. Or they were checking you out.
Did you hear Basilio?
A curious has been piqued by talk of Basilio Capello, the owner of the famous Armor Capello Home Security Company, has been arrested. The situation is quite peculiar. A man named Niccolo Detti had been found dead inside a safe in Basilio's store. Basilio claimed innocence, but the evidence is against him. He's being held in holding cells at the police station.
In the police. Let's pretend to be cops, eh? We can just stand around and look confused.
Right now. Let me back up. What am I supposed to look at here for the evidence? Oh, he will be in the archive. Maybe I don't need to be in the archives. Never mind, I read that wrong. Let's let him drink alcohol right here in the police station. Nobody in there. I believe that's the room I was in. I accuse you.
I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald. You are Matista, Fabio's friend.
This body. Yes, it's Matista. But it's a mere shell that will die someday. Just like Fabio.
His end was predictable.
Fabio knew the risks. Selling his body to degenerates who hid behind robes and masks, it could not end well.
That's only your distorted understanding of
A
safety.
lot of makeup.
Officers here, they wear robes
with
and
their
masks
neck?
too. It's a dangerous lifestyle. But it's not as though we were given many other choices.
I'm just here to ask questions and find Fabio's murderer.
It will not bring Fabio back.
Now it makes me wonder, look at her neck. I wonder if something happened to her neck and she hit him. Obtained recently. Rid of a cult tattoo. Clean hands. Nervous, nail bit. Oh, jeez. Old and healing cut, self-inflicted. Slave. Inflicted by Blandiner, okay. He's chained? Yeah, shackled. Punish herself for the past? Still say from her body. I don't know. I'm gonna say this because she made that weird comment about this body. I'm try that. Former Fabio's partner had a difficult life. She was branded and enslaved while still a child. While enslaved, she met Fabio, hence their similar branding. Old scars are the result of her slavery. During adolescence, she continues to be haunted by these traumatic experiences. Tisa seems to be pragmatic about her body after years of abuse. She tells herself to the guests who do whatever they want to her. She's not afraid to step over the line. Also, Batista marks her body with ink.
You have both old and new scars. Some from the time when you were a slave with Fabio. Other scars have a different origin. The guests pay good money to torment you?
I am skilled in giving pleasure, but I don't participate in such practices.
I thought your body was...
For sale? It's true. Many unwanted things were done to my body. And the pain helped me to discover...
Occult deities? Yes, the tattoo speaks loudly of it.
Yes. Your gods abandoned me, and the ones I favor now are more protective of me.
How did you escape?
Something happened. One night the master fell down the stairs. I made him fall, and he died. We ran away that day. We managed to get on a ship and traveled here, to Gordona. Fabio and I started a new life here. It was very hard at first, but it became better with time. Until today.
Where did you get those bruises?
The bruises on your neck are not self-inflicted. Someone else made them.
Some guests can't contain themselves. They even bite, sometimes.
Can I talk to her again?
I know I can handle the news.
Can't. Oh, nobody in there. Nobody in there.
Werner, are you all right?
Oh, yes. Everything's fine. In fact, it's something of a family reunion. My brother spent quite some time in this place himself.
You should not be here. I told the police everything I knew, but they refused to let you go. They require proof to free you.
Ha! What did you expect? The mighty Sherlock Holmes swans in, tells the officers what to think, and the world obeys?
Of course not. Anyway, I struck a deal with the constable, and I've got a free hand in the investigation.
Your least
I
favorite?
find proof to solve the case for him. He obtains files about my mother's death for me.
Well done. If one has the power or will and can act, then one must. I wonder, suppose you couldn't get the proof to your truth. Would you tell a lie to the guard that enabled my freedom, knowing my innocence? Would that not be just?
I wouldn't lie.
There are lines I will not cross, Werner. I will do my best to secure your release, but with proof, not deception.
Really? How many white lies have you told on this island? Why not for me? Why not another?
That is absurd. I can resolve this without compromises. Do not give up hope.
I can't follow you here. 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 I don't think I can tell you anything about this.
Yeah.
I have
there we
learned
go.
who told the police about the crime. It was Santos Pinchetti,
Do I know him?
the major domo of the manor. He cleans up after you.
Hey,
Well,
Andrew.
then he does his job perfectly. All but invisible. I couldn't tell you the first thing about him.
That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about.
Well, why not? What do you know?
I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about.
Hey, wait. This is about himself.
You'd better ask someone else.
Okay.
Do you have any idea who tipped off the police to raid your mansion, Mr. Manchios?
Of course. It was you. I could even say you Sherlocked me in here.
A good guess, but the wrong one. The fellow who did that was Mr. Pinchetti, your major domo.
What? Santos? But how could he even know? If he's not the murderer himself. The ungrateful swine. He has dared to besmirch my reputation.
Not a very eloquent choice of words.
What should I call him then, since he's a snitch? Make him talk, Sherlock. I'm quite certain he knows more about the murder than he has told the police.
Okay.
That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that.
Must be something else, right?
I've no idea about that. That's not something I know much about. That's not something I know much about. I've no idea about that.
I was going to ask him everything.
You'd better ask someone else. You'd better ask someone else.
You bought an expensive
There
pair
we
of
go.
cufflinks for Fabio. Were they his price? Or were they a tip for an exclusive show?
It was pure business. Fabio escorted me a few times. I was merely showing my gratitude.
This pair cost a small fortune. You must be extremely grateful then. Tell me more.
You've thrust a knife in an exposed nerve, Sherlock. Yes, he was my protege and my beacon also. With my experience and his beauty, we could have achieved anything. I had faith in him. I would have made him.
So, we gotta find Santos.
This area is restricted.
Oh, okay. My place. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Fresh bruises. Thesis suffered bruises on her body from brutal interactions with guests during the party. Kurt Machio's carefully prepared himself for depravity. Alright. I don't think it's him, so I'm gonna do this for now. I don't believe it's him. Wonder if he was jealous. Could be a jealousy thing, but I don't know. Chetty's a suspect who should be arrested and questioned. He had a key which he did not mention in his disposition. Okay. Vogel held the letter. Don't know about that one. During the fight, smoking lunch, Fabio bruised. See, this one I could believe. This is where I'm thinking happened. I could be wrong, but this is what I'm thinking happened. That he attacked her and she fought him off. So we're gonna stick with that for now. Yep, he had feelings. think I might need more now. So we gotta find Santos guy.
Have you considered Mr. Santos Pinchetti as a suspect?
The snitch? Have you seen him? I mean, my breath could knock him down. What's so special about him?
As a major domo, he has keys that open all the rooms, including the one to the crime scene. Could have testified only to circumvent suspicion, don't you think?
Oh,
We
I
need
see.
to
I didn't know what he
question
looked like. It could be
Right.
him if he's small.
I'll send our men to fetch him. Stay here. They brought him in, Mr. Holmes. Here's the key to interrogation room number 7. Mr. Pinchetti didn't even resist, our men said.
Thank you.
Oh, working together, huh, John?
Mr. Pinchetti, a pleasure to meet you. I'm Sherlock Holmes. I'm helping Constable Oswald.
I've already told him everything I know. I'm only a witness, sir. Everything's in my report.
And I've read it. You forgot to mention that you hold the keys to the room where Fabio was found. I need only to find if the crime was intentional.
But I need to return to my duties.
I doubt the house will fall without you, Mr. Pinchetti. Just be still for a few seconds.
Nerve. Maybe I'm wrong. Could be him. Psoriasis or an allergy? Oh, there's blood on his shoes. Stepped in blood. He could have done that when he found the body. Repaired multiple times. Colored more than once. I'm gonna say it's financial difficulties. That seems probably the best bet, I bet. Or is he a terrible miser? Servant at Matthias Mansion, despite being employed at the highest position within the household, he appears to be poor. Body shows symptoms of psoriasis. Mr. Pinchetti hides his damaged skin under layers of makeup. The majordomo's suit has multiple holes, which has been patched or sewn. To renovate the suit's look, Mr. Pinchetti has died. I bet you he makes decent money. Are you a miser?
Is your greedy nature responsible for the lack of taste and attention to your appearance? The cheap makeup, shabby and dyed clothes? How do you explain those,
He does have
Majordomo?
bug eyes.
The means to practice my profession are limited. I'm sorry you noticed it, sir.
The parties overshadowed your state. You are lucky Kurt Manchios's attention was concentrated elsewhere. In a decent household, you would be asked to leave for far less.
Yes, his attention was undoubtedly concentrated on something other than my appearance.
But one detail stands out on your dirty rags and shoes. The drops of blood.
Oh, that. I don't know anything about it.
You know the victim.
Did you know Fabio?
Not personally. He was a frequent guest, and cleaning the mess after his performances was tedious. Mr. Manchios always had a role for him, and mainly the leading one. The parties were always, Fabio-centric?
And Batista? Was she as popular as her partner?
Don't tell her I said this, but I do not think so. Mr. Manchios hired her only because Fabio refused to work without her. Mr. Manchios used to see her as a worker.
I wonder
She
if
was
he did
tasked
it.
with entertaining the guests.
Jealous.
Unlike Fabio, who could pick and choose.
I wonder if he is jealous. Santos Pinchetti failed to notice bloodstains on the side of his shoes while cleaning himself after the murder. Alright. No, that's not gonna work. Santos Pinchetti informed the police. Yes. Mr. Blood spatter. Yeah, see, that could be it too. He could have just stepped in it. None of those. Okay. I don't know. I want to make sure I talked to everybody and got all the information.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Or not.
I know you can untangle this mess.
I know I can handle the news.
All right. Seems to be it. Can't talk to anybody else.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
Oh, maybe I needed that highlighted. Try that and talk to people.
I know I can handle the news.
I can't wrap my head around such a tragedy at my party.
Please let me out.
The air here is rather refreshing.
Okay, that didn't help me out at all. At all. None of these maps. It's like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Try that. I don't. None of these are gonna work. What am I missing?
I'd even recommend that some of my friends visit the place.
Oh wait, here we go.
I recognize the key from the altar room among these.
Small note attached to the will says, Santos, my hopeful slug. You begged me to include you in the will, so I did. Here's my latest revision of the will. Kurt, text of the will under the note. Santos Pinchetti, the major domo of the Manchio's mansion, sees a jar of mustache wax and salt lamp that he might always remember his caring employer. Oh my god. All right.
Mr. Manchios says that you begged him to be included in the heritage. Isn't that a little extreme, even for a major domo?
He's not only my employer, he's my uncle. And I'm his next of kin. The only one. Mr. Manchios flatly refuses to pay a family member. All I have to do is repay his so-called love, cleaning up the filth after perverts and decadents. He's imprisoned me. The best I can hope for is a new broom. That's why I wanted to have my part of the inheritance.
Is it that bad? You have a roof above your head, a salary, and the status of a major domo.
For God's sake. I'm forced to dye and stitch my threadbare clothes, and the holes in my shoes are painful. I'm ashamed every time a guest looks at me closely.
Why do you think your uncle treats you this way?
My mother, my uncle's sister, had me illegitimately. She died, and I was given the surname of one of the maids.
But you are entitled to some of the money that belongs to your family.
He thinks not. I was not responsible for my mother's death. I work hard, and he pays me nothing. I feed on the leftovers. While he wastes our estate's property on decadent parties, he paid Fabio handsomely and showered him with expensive gifts for their disgusting relationship.
I've no idea about that.
I've read the letter about your will. A harsh method of ridiculing Santos. I doubt he will use mustache wax when he wears no mustache to begin with.
Where did you get it? Is the slug here? Tell him I shouldn't have to provide for him. He's a grown man who shouldn't sit on his uncle's neck. He conceives himself as my only heir.
And who is he to you?
He's a leech on my aging body. He has only added problems to my life since the death of his mother.
I fail to see why you made him your major domo.
He needed to know his place, so I taught him.
I don't think it's gonna have anything to do with
I know
her.
I can handle the news.
All right. Okay. Jetty has been forced to work with Kurt Manchios, desperate hope of obtaining heritage, but it hasn't paid off. None of those. Now I'm thinking it's Santos.
Continue our investigation while I look for the papers. Continue our investigation while I look for the papers.
What am I missing? It's not evidence on these tables, is it? And I've just missed it.